The streets of Leeds, busy and prosperous. For most, a place of work and a place to call home. But what happens to those who have neither?
I'm going to go visit a client of ours, sort of see if I can get hold of her and have a talk with her.
These streets are John's office, and today his first client is Louise.
Hey Louise.
Hello, Tom.
How are you?
I'm alright, thank you very much.
Good. Can I sit down for a second, yeah? Is that okay? Yeah.
Louise is a drug user
Are we okay
just
with it?
out of prison. John's job today is to make sure she gets her prescription,
Just sign this little bit of paper saying I've given you the prescription.
Right, that's no problem.
help her access benefits,
Maybe if we could make myself a fresh claim over the phone.
Could do that, Louise, yeah?
and just listen.
Obviously, it's good that I've got somebody like John that can, like, how can I put it, fill that void, you know, when I'm struggling.
When Louise talks to John, she's tapping into far more than just a bit of help on the street. She's accessing a whole range of resources that have changed the lives of thousands of people.
GPs, nurses, mental health nurses, drug therapists, who all support and care for homeless people in Leeds.
They've got more of an understanding here for the homeless people. I think it's really good.
Without them, that group would not have the same access to health services as the rest of the population. We see the homeless person as a whole.
We have a team of experts. That's people from reception staff through to the GPs, practice nurses, myself, who know about the multifaceted presentation that homeless people can present with.
I've not had a drink for 5 weeks now, so things are on the up, I think.
It's a privilege and a pleasure really to be able to get alongside people and to make a little bit of difference in their lives on a week-to-week, day-to-day basis.
I wouldn't know where to be, you know, I wouldn't know what to do, where to go, you know.
You know, with this place it's really good.
This is the NFA. In an unassuming building on the edge of central Leeds, GP Sally Reid is with patient Mark Ashley.
How are you?
I'm not doing too bad. I've been through a bit stressful lately because I've been...
She's treating Mark for addiction to painkillers. But that's only part of his story. Mark is also homeless.
I actually got addicted to a painkiller called Oxycontin, and I ended up coming into Leeds Centre and buying methadone just to make myself feel better. And then I told my girlfriend about this. I ended up falling out with my girlfriend, became homeless, so I decided to come here and get help where they put me on a methadone script. And also I had quite a bad drinking problem as well when I came, and I've not had a drink for 5 weeks now. So things are on the up, I think.
Usually, for GPs such as Sally, the methadone script is the end of direct involvement. But here, as part of the NFA team, she can call on the expertise of a wide variety of professionals to get Mark much more help.
Mark is a fairly typical example of the people that we see here in the service. People often will come and they'll have problems with addiction, so it may be alcohol, it may be street drugs, maybe prescription drugs.
Maybe people coming out of care who can't cope, or maybe bereavement or breakup of relationships.
Perhaps childhood abuse.
People who've had successful lives and successful careers, who something goes wrong and they end up homeless. So we see a variety of different causes of homelessness.
We aim to improve their health, their physical health, their mental health and their emotional well-being.
You have counselling sessions. At first I was like coming every week, then I was coming every fortnight, and now I'm coming once a month.
For us, success often is relative. You know, it can be somebody turning up to see a doctor today, somebody to go into a psychiatrist appointment, somebody engaging with a worker. So we try to judge it on a day-to-day basis because we realise it's those little steps every day that people get to where they need to go.
We just talk, and they ask me how I'm going, and it just really helps, you know what I mean? And then they do tests to see if I'm still clean and that, and then I get like positive feedback, and it gives me, it just makes me want to keep going. You know, it's really good.
We do see people do very well. We see people move out of homelessness, resettle, settle down, go back to employment or jobs.
There's 16 people at the moment, and that's GPs, practice nurses, nurse practitioner, nurse therapist, primary care mental health nurse, client support workers, admin and managerial staff.
And one key to their success is that they're all in one place.
It went through my head whether we needed to call crisis resolution, but I don't think we do today. I don't think he'd agree to see them.
This morning, Sally saw a patient who gave her special cause for concern. She can immediately bring colleague Nigel in to help.
Well, I met with him this morning, albeit briefly, in reception, and I agree with you, he does seem to have some disorder of thought. We're able to sit down and have a talk about what our plans of action will be, both from Sally's point of view as a GP and also mine as a nurse therapist. It's important that we're based in the same place. For many of our clients, there's an immediate need. They have difficulty in keeping appointments. They need to engage immediately. So being able to talk to Sally at that point means that we're able to respond in a much quicker way.
And that's not lost on the wider health community in Leeds.
The difficulty for a population that by definition is quite chaotic is that if we're asking them as service providers to knock on 5 different doors to access different services, the likelihood is that they're not going to make it to through all of those doors. If we only give them 1 door to knock on, and through that door they can then access a range of services, the likelihood is that they're going to be more successful in taking up the offer of those services, and that's what the NFA team do so well.
They made an appointment for me to see the nurse, and then I seen the nurse, I had like a medical, then I had an appointment with the doctor, and then I had an appointment to see the counsellor, and then we discussed the methadone programme, and then I was prescribed methadone then, and then everything's been going well since.
It's very important to have a holistic approach, and not only is it what the clients experience when they come to the service, but it's what we're able to offer one another in terms of support or different professional points of view.
They are well connected into the network of advice around housing, welfare benefits and so on, which means that anybody walking through that door is not just getting health services, they are getting good information about a range of other support networks. And really it's the individual combination of support that someone who is homeless needs that we need to continue to provide. And I think the NFA, because it's multidisciplinary, can find the best package for individuals and make sure that they find the route to the other services that they need.
And the NFA's coordinated approach also helps other health services and the wider population of Leeds in one other way.
Without them, that group would not have the same access to health services as the rest of the population and are more likely to make use of the other direct access services like A&E.
What we've got right here is the range of skills, the depth of knowledge and experience. We look at the homeless person as a whole, and only then can you start to address the issues that they have.
And ultimately, that means respecting and caring for those just about everyone else has given up on.
We are able to see people make steps and go forward.
When people come into this job, they're incredibly committed to improving the lives and health of homeless people.
Yeah, so I think they've got more of an understanding here for the homeless people.
Gratifying really to sort of see homeless people and the many good gifts and talents they've got.
Homelessness is a symptom, but the underlying needs that are contributed to that. I feel I'm able to do something, to offer something to people here which makes a difference.
And often it's quite a humbling job as well.
I've got an 8-year-old daughter, I won't mention her name, but she lives with my mother in Wakefield, and John kind of like liaises between me, my mum and my daughter, so I get regular contact, whether it be by phone, letters or, you know, in person, and he's just really good at what he does, and it's like a lifeline, if you know what I mean.